So, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again, fresh off of the back of my team, beating Manchester United. We now have breaking news today about a Manchester United player. It doesn't rain, it pours for that football club right now. And we've seen with Mason Greenwood the way Man United handled that. And he's now playing for Getafe in Spain. But before we get into talking about what Antony has been accused of, my thoughts on it, and then you leave yours in the comments. Make sure you are smashing the like button. It's been, 10, 11 days since I've uploaded on there. So I'd really appreciate it if you could hit a like. 130 subs away from 20k. It'd be great if you could get me to 20k as well. I will be back uploading properly. I needed a bit of a break with the games coming thick and fast as well. But I will be back up to uploading on here every single day again. So appreciate it. Thank you very much. And make sure you leave your comments and super chats down below as well. In the meantime, also, I am going live with Kenny and Jez on the main channel. As soon as you finish watching this, come and join us. But anyway, let's get into this. Where are we? Manchester United winger Antony has been accused of attacking his girlfriend whilst pregnant, headbutting her and cutting her hand to the bone. Wow. In an interview with Brazilian website UOL, published today, Monday, which includes new photographs and screenshots of messages, influencer and DJ Gabriela Cavallin claimed that the United and Brazil player had attacked her on various occasions between June 22 and May 23. In the last such instance, she said the footballer threw a glass at her, and in trying to defend herself, she cut her finger to the bone. Cavallin told UOL that she had first been attacked by Antony on June the 1st, 2022, while she was pregnant and on holiday in Brazil. She claimed Antony put her in the car, attacked her, and threatened to throw her from a moving vehicle at speed. This is crazy. He said that if I didn't stay calm, I wouldn't stay with anyone. I told him that I was pregnant, and he was scaring me, making my heart race, and I was shaking with fear. Cavallin told UOL, adding that she went to the hospital the next day. She lost the baby after roughly 16 weeks of pregnancy, according to the report. The UOL report also gave details of an incident on January 15, 2023. The website said she told a court that Antony had headbutted her and punched her, dislocating her breast implant. I don't remember exactly who the fight was about, but it was someone I had been with years ago. He punched me in the chest and my silicone turned over. Cavallin said, and then I came to Brazil for surgery and had to change the prosthesis. He said that I didn't mean to hurt you. It was accidental. It wasn't a punch. I just pushed you. I just held you against the wall. They then go on to claim that she received treatment from a doctor in a room at Hyatt Hotel in Manchester on the same day, describing the last incident on May the 8th, which led to her finger being cut. Cavallin said, I knew I had to leave, but I couldn't. I liked him a lot. I had a lot of hope. I was very attached to being at the beginning of our relationship, to the things that he was to me in the beginning. On the last day, May the 8th, it was very serious, got really scared, and I couldn't and didn't want to be able, and I wanted to be able to get out of the house. Sorry, my bad. This website keeps bugging out. It keeps flicking up an ad every 2 seconds. Antony locked the door of the house and wouldn't let me leave. And I had my finger open, all hurt, broken my things, took my passport. Wow. Cavallin filed a police complaint against Antony in Sao Paulo, Brazil in June 23. Called into the report, the UOL report. She also filed a complaint against a player in Greater Manchester Police Station as well. Goal, who I'm reading this website, has contacted Greater Manchester Police for comment. Goal has also contacted Manchester United for comment. This is crazy. Antony released a statement later in June, denying the accusations made against him after submitting my statement at the police station where the investigation involving my name is being conducted. I wanted to speak for the first time since I was falsely accused of assault, he wrote on Instagram. I stayed silent until this moment so that nothing could interfere with the investigation process. During all of those days, my family and I suffered in silence. Despite being born and raised in a very needy community, I have never been through a situation similar to this, in which a false assault charge resulted in a preliminary and unfair public judgment on the part of some. After the closure of the investigation of my innocence will be proven, I am certain that justice will prevail and the damage initially caused to my image will be in the past. Thank you to the countless messages of support at this very difficult time. This is insane. Then goes on about Antony joined, blah, 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 from Ajax, this, that, and the other. Last month, United decided to part ways with striker Mason Greenwood, 18 months after he was arrested in relation to an audio and images released on social media of an alleged sexual attack. In October 22, the striker was charged with attempted, I'm not saying that word on here, controlling and coercive behaviour and assault and actual bodily harm. Greenwood denied the charges in February 23. All charges against him were dropped. The 21-year-old has now joined Getafe on loan. Now, listen, the accusations are insane. I can't lie. Yeah, you don't like. I'm baffled. I'm actually baffled. And it isn't if this is true. If this is true, then he should be put away. Let's just be real with it. And again, it's another case of another footballer being accused of something absolutely barbaric and off the charts insane. Because, like, people will come back to this and say, yeah, but Lee, you said Mason Greenwood should play football again. This is a different situation. What Greenwood allegedly did, yeah, I've said many times on here and on other channels, I personally think he did do it. That's just my opinion on it. Now, having said that, the alleged person involved in that case is still with the person, still with Greenwood, had the baby with Greenwood, engaged to Greenwood. So it doesn't matter what I think, because the alleged victim in that case stayed with the guy. He's not been put through a court system. Nobody will ever know. We can all guess and assume, but nobody will ever know. And I'd be very, very careful about going down the same route of he's definitely guilty, Antony. He's definitely done it. He's definitely this. Because again, we genuinely do not know what has happened. There are text messages. Listen, you can go on that website. You can read them all out. I'm not putting them over here. I have got another show to do as well. But you can read them out. They're all in Spanish or Brazilian. But I think they've got a translation on them, to be fair. But yeah, on paper, the allegations are insane and crazy. And on paper, the finger is all strapped up in the picture of her head being cut. Now, again, we don't know what happens behind closed doors. We need to wait for new evidence to come out or a court case to come out. But if he has done it, then he should be banged up for a long time. If he hasn't done it, then where do you go from there? Because are Man United then going to go down the same route as they've done with Greenwood, an internal investigation that took forever and ever and ever to go through? Are they going to be able to get her in to have an interview with Man United, with her representatives, her lawyers, etc., etc.? Because as far as I'm aware, that's what they've done with Greenwood and his girlfriend, or fiance, should I say. So this is weird, man. I can't lie. Why is it there's so many of these coming out now? Like, it's insane. But unfortunately, there are people out there that do these sort of things. Now, I don't know whether he's guilty or not, but it's not looking great for him right now. I can't lie. You know, this person's adamant that it's happened. We shall see whether she pursues the case. You know, as we've seen a million times before over the years, there's so many times this has happened in terms of assault cases, and then nothing ever develops off of the back of them. I'm not saying that will happen with this one, but there's cases where the person will be paid off. There's cases where it's not genuinely happened. It's all been fabricated and lied. And there's cases where it has actually happened. So we need to wait for new evidence. And this ain't going to happen very quickly. I don't know how the system in Brazil works, but I'd imagine it ain't going to be over and done with in the next month. So this is going to go on and on and on. Now, at this point, if he is found guilty, charged to go to court, are Man United going to take the same stance they did with Greenwood, yeah, and suspend him from play? It's going to be very interesting to keep an eye on that, because the way they did it with Greenwood, I'd expect them to do exactly the same with Antony. But it's Man United Football Club. A Man United Football Club are never consistent in anything they do. On one hand, their manager's coming out backing all the players, yeah, but then he's getting rid of, like, oh, I back David De Gea, I back Ronaldo, and then they've both left the football club. It's crazy, I can't lie, but yet again, it is another day in the mud for Manchester United Football Club. You've had the Greenwood saga, your performances on the pitch are absolutely woeful. You've got an injury list as long as my arm. You know, there's no cohesion in the team. You're signing players right at the death. You know, Amrabat coming in. Why didn't you get him in at the start of the window? You bought the striker who was unable to play until yesterday against Arsenal. Actually looked like he's going to be a bit of a handful. Looks super lightning quick as well. But it's just another day, along with the Glazers, the takeover. Is it happening? Isn't it happening? I see a report doing the rounds saying that they're going to take it off the market and now want 10 billion. Like, Man United right now, from top to bottom, is an absolute mess. It really, really is. And I don't know how Man United fix this. If the Glazers do eventually sell, then maybe you might have some level of decent standards at the football club again, because the way it's run at the moment, it just seems like the ownership don't care, the players don't really care, the board don't really care. Only people that do care right now, the fans, by the looks of it. And you know, when you're seeing players running around, not even trying, just jogging around, you know, it's not a good look for your football club. And then obviously you get this breaking news coming out today. It's not great, is it? And I'm pretty sure Man United fans around the world right now will be sitting there thinking, uh-oh, here we go again, after the Greenwood saga. So I'd love to know what you guys think. I don't know if he's done it. Yeah, and I said this with the Greenwood one when it was happening. If he's done it, bang him up for a long, long time. If he hasn't done it, then how do you repair that? And it's the same with Antony. If, and it isn't if, he has done this, then he needs to be banged up for a very long time. But again, we've only got part of the information so far, the same as we only had part of the information with Greenwood. So we've got to be very, very, very careful about accusing people of stuff without all of the information presented, which is why if he is going to get charged with it and end up going to court, then we'll end up with more information out of it. That didn't really happen with Greenwood. So we still don't know all of the information, do we? Apparently new evidence came to light. The main witness pulled out and decided not to go forward with it. So we'll never really know with the Greenwood one. We can all assume, like I said a couple of minutes ago, I personally think he done it. But again, I don't know. Now, if this is the case with this guy and he has done it, lock him up and throw away the key, mate. But anyway, I'd love to know what you guys think. Leave it in the comment section down below. Like I said, I'm going live right now with Kenny and Jez on the podcast. 130 subs away from 20,000 subs. Big up to all of you lot. You lot are real ones. I appreciate all the love and support. Appreciate all the likes, the super chats, the comments, the subscribership, and all the views, of course. And I will be back again tomorrow. Possibly a little bit earlier tomorrow, because I'm on with rants at 2:30 UK time on the main channel, and then straight on with Terry Flewers. He's absolutely seething, by the way. So make sure you come and check that out as well. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. And Man United can't catch a break at the moment, can they? It's just bad news after bad news after bad news for that football club. And it's a once great club has been absolutely run into the ground by the ownership, by the board, stupid decisions along the way, and some of the players putting out bad news. Oh, I totally forgot about the Sancho saga as well, didn't I? So yeah, Jadon Sancho, another one. It's not good for your club right now. And yeah, thankfully, my club's not like that at the minute. But anyway, we're out of here. Adios. Ciao.